Hi, it's Jen from Thermo Generator. I'm really happy to be back with you again today. And what I'm going to do today is blend two of my passions. One, education, and the other, cooking in the Thermomix. I can't believe after 9.5 years of being a consultant, how many people who own a Thermomix are still asking me, how do you boil eggs in a Thermomix? Well, that's my Thermomix lesson today. I'm going to teach you how to boil eggs in the Thermomix, both soft-boiled and hard-boiled, and then I'm going to provide you with some absolutely super activities for you to homeschool your children with. So I'm over here at the sink and I'm going to put 500 mils of water into the bowl. Many people forget those little markers on the side of the bowl are marking 500 mils, 1 litre, 1.52, 2.2 litres. So I've popped 500 mils of water into the bowl. And we're not actually boiling the eggs, we are steaming the eggs. And you can fit up to about 8 eggs in your simmering basket. So I'm going to pop about 6 in. There we go. Simmering basket in, and of course put my lid on. I'm going to set the timer for 12 minutes. Now I'm using 700 gram eggs. So the larger the egg, the longer it's going to take to cook, and these are quite large eggs. If you've only got 600 gram eggs, perhaps 10 minutes is going to give you a nice soft-boiled egg. I'm going to get a nice soft-boiled egg today with a cook at Varoma temperature for about 12 minutes and speed 1. Great. So my soft-boiled eggs are done. In fact, I only want 2 of those, and I'm going to hard-boil the rest. So I'll just whip 2 out. And pop the lid on and just add another couple of minutes, so about 14 minutes in total for hard-boiled eggs. There we go. And now to reveal these beautiful soft-boiled eggs. Now I'm going to want to keep most of this shell intact because I've got an activity in mind to do with the kids. So I'm very carefully going to take off the top but not lose too much of the body of the shell. Okay, perfect soft eggs. Let me just pick around here a little bit. So I guess I've taken about 1/4 of the top of the egg off. And if you'd like to have a look at this beautiful egg, done perfectly, and watch this, the kids will love it. Just perfect, dippy consistency. Perfect. Sure, if many of you realise that the little hook here on the spatula has a particular purpose, and it's to get the hot simmering basket out of the bowl. And I insert it here like so. It becomes a handle for my hot simmering basket. Now to cool these eggs down, I just put them into a cold water bath in the sink and run some more cold water over the top, and then the fun begins. So now we're going to begin the fun activity part to do with the kids. And because it's Easter, I thought it would be a very opportune time to make traditional Easter eggs and dye the shells. Beautiful decoration for around the house this time of the year, and it's probably a very opportune time to talk about why eggs are a symbol of Easter, and of course it's all about new life. So first of all, I'm going to pop 1 cup of boiling water into a heat-proof bowl. And mix in a teaspoon of vinegar. And to that I'm going to add my colour. So I've got 4 food dyes here, And if you'd like to refer to my Play-Doh video, you're going to see there that I was talking about mixing dyes from to create shades of different colours, and also by mixing different dyes you're creating secondary colours. So refer to that because that's a good little mini lesson in itself. I'm going to add about 20 drops of red dye to this water and vinegar. That'll do me. And I'll mix it together. And you can see that I've got a lovely red colour here. Onto that, I'm going to add one of my hard-boiled eggs, and of course tongs make it very easy to handle. I'm wondering whether I should have perhaps used white eggs, but anyway. But it's starting to colour up. Now, leave it in there. And I'll mix up other colours in other bowls. I'll be back in a tick. The egg does take a few minutes to dye, so you need to make sure that you have it submerged and keep rolling it around in the solution for probably a good 5 minutes. But here's my beautiful red egg. I'm going to now make my red dye purple by adding some blue drops. Maybe a bit too much there, darling. But we'll see how it comes out. And you can see with this egg, I've added some rubber bands so that it brings around some stripes. And then I can double dip the egg into another colour so that the stripes become something else. So I'll pop that into my purpley coloured solution. And I've got another one going in green here. It's gradually changing colour. So I'm going to end up with lots of different coloured eggs. So here's my coloured eggs, and they did take a little time to soak up the dye, but I've got my result, and I love this one with the stripes. That's from the one with the rubber bands around it. Now, of course, you can continue the decoration with textures. You could continue the decoration with craft bits and pieces that you may have. Or if you're a baker, perhaps you've got some icing and some little, cake decorations, whatever. The kids could decorate their eggs with that. Now, you'll also see that I have my eggs that I boiled before and ate. Yeah, knocked off the tops. And you do need to be really careful because it's very fragile. I cleaned the eggs out as you saw, and now I've drawn little faces. My drawing skills are crap, but anyway, there you go. I've drawn little faces, and they're going to become egg heads. So what I'm actually doing is putting some potting mix into each of these, and I'm going to plant some grass seed in one. You could use any herbs, seeds that you may have, alfalfa, whatever. You can use whatever. Make sure it's nice and damp. So I would use a little spray bottle and perhaps spray the soil. And in the other one, I'm planting a succulent. So I've just taken off a baby succulent off a mother succulent from a pot I have outside, and I'm going to plant a succulent. So there we go. I've got my potting mix in each of them. So, and in this one, I'm going to put and grass seed. Now this will sprout quite quickly, and what I would suggest you do is pop one of these, so that's what it looks like here. Pop one of these on a window ledge, like so. Let me just pop it here, and water it. I would also put another one in a cupboard, maybe, in a dark spot. Don't water it, so that the children are learning that for a plant to grow, it needs light and water. Fabulous. And the kids will really love watching that sprout. And in the end, it'll have hair, you know, be very cute. Fantastic way to use up an eggshell. This one, I've plucked that little baby succulent out, and I'm going to make sure that the roots and the stem are buried. And I'll do exactly the same thing. I might even just pop it outside where my other succulents are. But it's going to grow succulent hair. And the kids will need to tend to it and water it just like any other plant. So that's another lovely idea. And it will end up something like this trendy vase. These are all very trendy at the moment. And here's my vase with my little dried hydrangeas in it as hair. So that's the idea. If you wanted to, you could collect eggshells as you boil them over a week or so. Do the same procedure, fill them, and put some herbs in, seeds of different herbs, alfalfa, whatever. And you might want to just pop your eggshells into here and line them up and have a little plant up, but be sure to keep it in light. It needs to be kept in light on a nice light aspect, and keep the kids watering it. So it's all about growing plants, and it becomes a lovely learning activity. So I hope that's helped you to use your eggshells up in a productive way, and I would suggest using white eggs for dyeing. It took a lot of soaking in the dye to bring the shells around to the colour that I was happy with. So if you can get your hands on white coloured eggshells, that's ace. So the eggs that I dyed before, I've peeled and I've crushed the eggshells. And a great art activity is to create perhaps mosaic pictures out of the eggshells. The eggs I have wrapped, the actual egg itself, once peeled, I've wrapped and put in the fridge to be eaten at some other stage, so they're not wasted. But it's just a matter of perhaps this is an activity for older children with finer motor skills, and using tweezers and a little bit of craft glue, PVA, just fill in some pictures to create some really nice mosaic eggshell pictures. There's lots of things that you can do. Fill in the time. These sorts of activities are very relevant at the moment, the Easter ones especially. But you could create pictures of unicorns, you could create pictures of flowers, whatever you like with these eggshells, coloured eggshells. And it's something that's very quick and easy to create. So fill in your days, guys. Use these, but use your Thermomix to boil the eggs, then use the eggs as a learning activity. I hope I've given you some hints today. Fill in a couple of hours with this one. So keep your eyes on these two little guys as their hair grows. I'll certainly be posting photos on my Thermo Generator Facebook page, but I also encourage you to have a look at my Thermo Generator YouTube channel. That's Thermo and then capital JENERATOR, Thermo Generator, all one word, no hyphens. That YouTube channel has loads of videos that I've been putting up to inspire you to use your Thermomix, and also for homeschooling ideas. please give me the thumbs up if you're liking what you're seeing, and also make sure you subscribe and share.